in the hill climb. It's gonna be a tough fight. It's gonna be some long nights, but I'm ready to carry on. I'm so glad the rush is over. I can start living now. I feel like I can do anything, and finally I'm not afraid to breathe. Anything you say to me and everything you do, you can't deny the truth, 'cause I'm the living proof. So many don't survive, they just don't make it through. But look at me, yeah, I'm the living proof. Thinking that life's been painful. It took a while to learn how to smile. So now I'm gonna talk to my people about the storm, about the storm. I'm so glad the worst is over. I can stop crying now. My best days are right in front of me, and I'm almost there, 'cause now I'm free. Oh, anything you say to me and everything you do, you can't deny the truth, 'cause I'm the living proof. So many don't survive, they just don't make it through. But look at me, yeah, I'm the living proof. I know where I'm going, 'cause I know where I've been. Oh, I got a few stars that show it. I'm gonna stay strong, keep going. That's the way that I win. And everything you do, you can't deny the truth, 'cause I'm the living proof. So many don't survive, they just don't make it through. But look at me, yeah, I'm the living proof.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome you, Mr. Robert Porter, former president of the Tuskegee Airmen chapter here in Riverside. Please give your hands to Mr. Robert Porter as he shares with you some of the historical moments of the Tuskegee Airmen.
Thank you for coming. How many of you saw the Red Tail movie? Okay, good. We're going to go over the Red Tail movie as well. This is what we're going to do today, what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about Tuskegee Airmen University itself, talk about some of the famous alumni that went to Tuskegee, talk about the history of the Tuskegee, as well as the Tuskegee Airmen. We're going to do an overview of the Red Tails. Booker T. Washington was the first president at Tuskegee. Excuse me. Can you all see that? Thank you. Okay, Booker T. Washington was the first president at Tuskegee. Tuskegee opened up July 4th, 1881. Hey, by the way, while I'm talking, you'll have time to talk after the lecture, okay? If you want to talk, you can come up here and do the lecture. So what? Go. Robert Moulton was the second president of Tuskegee. This is when they named the Tuskegee Airmen Airfield after him. This is when the Tuskegee experience began in 1940 and 42. They built a field there at Tuskegee. This is the third president of Tuskegee. He was the founder of the veterinary school. If you was black back in the 40s and 50s, all the black kids, the only veterinary school they could attend was at Tuskegee. And you can see where he was born in DC. He was an orphan at the age of 2. He was the founder of the Negro College Fund. This is the fourth president. He was the one that organized the arts and science program at Tuskegee and the engineering curriculum. This is Dr. Payton, the fifth president. He's the one on the bioengineer program at Tuskegee in the healthcare. And this is the sixth president. Tuskegee only done had 6 presidents since 1881. He's the president now of Shell. Here's some of the famous alumni that attended Tuskegee. George Washington Carver. He was a scientist. Chappie James, he was the first 4-star general in the Air Force. And the Commodores, they attended Tuskegee. This is George Washington Carver. This is some of the things he did with the peanuts. See how many items he created? What he used? Sweet potatoes. And the kids that went to Tuskegee, they all had to work in the fields there. This is the first 4-star black general in the Air Force, Chappie James. He was the vice commander of military airlift. He was the commander of Norton Air Force Base, right down here in San Bernardino off of Mill Street. And this is some of his missions that he flew. He flew a 100 combat mission over Korea and Vietnam. These are the Commodores. They went to Tuskegee. Okay. The Tuskegee Airmen had 3 squadrons, the 99th, 332, and the 477. Before you can fly, the first guy you have to go see is the flight surgeon. He determines whether you'll be able to fly. He was the first flight surgeon at Tuskegee, Dr. Fishbein. Go. This is why the Tuskegee Airmen, this is when it began, why it began, and where it began. In 1941, racism was prevalent in the military, and blacks was not allowed to fly. So Tuskegee had a pilot program to train black pilots there, as well as ground personnel support people. This is Chief Anderson. He took the First Lady up in 1941. And after Mrs. Roosevelt went on a flight with the Tuskegee Airmen, she went back to Washington, D.C., and her husband, he signed an executive order to give the Tuskegee Airmen the opportunity to fly. Go. She went back to Washington, and like I said, the president signed an executive order, and they started the 99th Pursuit Squadron. That's when they began flying and training at Tuskegee. These are the first 13 black pilots to graduate at Tuskegee. It was in the spring of 1941. Back then, Tuskegee was an institute. It's not like it was a university as it is now. It was called Tuskegee Institute. Tuskegee was a private school. It was a school like Georgia Tech, Stanford, IT. You just didn't arbitrarily just go to Tuskegee. It was hard to get into Tuskegee. Even if you wanted to fly, this is the prerequisite to get into Tuskegee, what you had to have. Of course, scoring high on the entrance exam, hard work, dedicated for the cause. These guys had a strong desire to fight for their country. Go. This is Lee Archer. He's the first ace to shoot down an enemy aircraft. He was the undergrad of his class in 1942 at Tuskegee. Go. These are the aircraft the Tuskegee Airmen flew, the P-40s. And of course the P-51, the Red Tail. They had the bomber group, the B-26 bombers. This is some pictures of the maintenance guys who worked on the aircraft. Like if you fly an aircraft so many hours, you have to do maintenance on it. 500 hours, 1,000 hour maintenance, 3,000 maintenance, 6,000 hours, you do maintenance. Go. This is the Tuskegee Airmen hanging a centerline tank. And this is one of their schools there at Tuskegee, the maintenance school. This is the barracks where the Tuskegee Airmen lived in. And this is one of the days the cadets are doing PT. This is a formation for inspection. As you notice in this picture, these are all black guys. If you go to Tuskegee right now, you see everybody on campus. Black, Hispanics, Hindu, Indians, everybody. You can go to Tuskegee now. But back in the 40s, it was a predominantly black university. Go. This is their command post where they keep up with the aircraft. Go. When the Tuskegee Airmen entered into war at Northern Africa, these are the planes that they were flying, the P-39 and of course the P-51. And their objective, the Tuskegee Airmen mission they were flying the P-51 to support the bombers to the target. They were stationed in Italy, but they were flying cover for the bombers. They were doing escort from Italy to Germany. Their job was to escort the bombers to their targets and bring them back to the base. Go. This is a briefing. This is a briefing that you get before you take off flight. This is a war briefing. They're looking at the targets they was going to hit. Go. This is some of the kills they had in Germany. 111 German aircraft, 150 aircraft on the ground, 950 rail car, truck, and other vehicles. They destroyed one ship, killed 66 German pilots. Go. They flew 15,000 combat sorties, and they downed 32 enemy. And they had 150 distinguished flying across, 744 air medals, 8 Purple Heart, 14 Bronze Star. This is their accomplishment. The Tuskegee Airmen had to fight 2 wars. They had to fight the Nazis, and after the war they came home, they had to fight racism. Go. This is B.O. Davis. President Clinton giving him his 4th star after 28 years later. This guy here is the reason why African American changed in the Air Force. He was the reason why I got a chance to fly. So, this is Lee Archer. They was on a USO tour. He's flying a C-17 and is going out to Iraq on a USO mission. We took the Tuskegee Airmen, and Lee was flying that C-17. I think it was over the Atlantic. Go. The Tuskegee Airmen got a Congressional Gold Medal 60 years later. It took them 60 years to get that gold medal, but they got it 60 years later. President Bush gave them that 29th of March, 2007. Tuskegee Airmen first movie was in 1986, starring Lawrence Fishburne on HBO. And of course they got, 2006, they got their own community post stamp. On December 9th, the Tuskegee Airmen was invited to the inauguration for the president. 2010, they was in the Rose Bowl Parade. Okay, the Tuskegee Airmen Giveaway Scholarship. This is something all you guys should be interested in. But what you can do is go on Tuskegee Airmen, go to the link, and click on Scholarship. And these are some of the prerequisites you got to have. Of course, a good GPA, write an essay, and a copy of your transcript. Give away $1,500 scholarship. So go to Tuskegee Airmen, and when that link come up, go to Scholarship. And you have to have it in by the 15th of January each year. So you can look at that. We give away scholarships for you. And it doesn't matter what school you go to. Only the schools have to be accredited school. You can go to UCLA, SC. It don't have to be Tuskegee. The Tuskegee Airmen, the legacy, the hero in the time and space. These are the guys who changed aerospace. They changed the way black pilots, not only black pilots, now female pilots can fly. So, we're going to do questions. You can get the lights on now.
All right.
Okay, all of you out there talking, now is the time you can ask questions. Cut the lights on so what's your question? What's your question? Huh? Oh, in 1973, I was flying 141. Of course, you got to be good. And then I ended up retiring the KC-10. Thank you. Any other questions? Nobody's got questions? Go ahead. Huh? What's your question? What's your question? What? Oh, okay. I didn't have no choice. Back in the 70s, they had a draft. So I got drafted in the Army, and my brother was in the Army, so I ended up joining the Air Force. That's how I ended up in the Air Force. I was in college playing football. I had no intention of being a... Go. Huh? Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. The Air Force had a basketball team, football team.
If anyone wants to ask any questions, you guys can line up right here. You want to get on the microphone so we can hear you. I know some people are trying to shout. If you guys want to get up there, just line up right here.
Oh, good. Nobody's got a question. You've been talking the whole hour. Go. They had 982 pilots that went to Tuskegee, and now we only have like 48 left. From 1940, it's 36 left. No more questions? What's your question? If you got a question, stand up so I can see you. Okay. Yeah.
How did your experience help you with your life? How did the military experience help you with your life right now?
Well, like I said, I was playing football in college and I got drafted. And I started flying and I met some nice people and I ended up staying 20 years. And I played basketball for the Air Force. And I traveled all over the world.
Did it help you with like any leadership skills?
Oh, of course, yes, yes. Well, when you're in the Air Force, you're always in school. You're always in school. They got management school, leadership school, supervisor school. You're constantly going to class.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you have any regrets about being forced to join the Air Force?
Excuse me?
Do you have any regrets about being forced to join the Air Force?
Like at first, no. I did not want to go in the military. I was playing football. And once I got in the Air Force, I started flying. It became repetitious and I liked it. Well, I got drafted in the 70s. They had the draft. President Nixon, they had the Vietnam War, and I had 5 brothers. So I was classified 1A. That's how you get drafted. But now they don't have a draft anymore. It's all volunteer forces. Are you going to join the Air Force? Huh?
You're asking me if I'm going to the Air Force? No, I came from flying.
Oh,
They don't want me driving the airplanes.
okay. Next guy. Thank you.
How did the
How did the Tuskegee impact your life?
Easy. The Tuskegee Airmen was the first black flying group. Once those guys, they changed the way black America lived. And as the Tuskegee Airmen, that's why America is better. Because it was a thing that the black guys couldn't fly. And what happened with the Tuskegee Airmen, it was supposed to be an experience. And it ended up becoming reality. They went off to war and they fought Germany. They fought in Italy. They set the bar and the bar was hot. Thank you.
Okay, if you guys can keep it down, we got a legend here answering the questions, so we really need all the talking to stop, please. Thank you. Not talking? Not talking? Thank you.
How did the Tuskegee Airmen form?
Excuse me?
How did the Tuskegee Airmen form?
Oh, like I said, the Tuskegee Airmen was an experience. What happened in 1940, down at Tuskegee, Robert Moton was the second president, and they had an experience. And they had old aircraft they dropped off in Alabama, and what happened, those guys started flying, they fixed the aircraft, and then when the war started, they said, okay, you want to fly? We're going to send you to the war. They took them to Italy. They put the aircraft on the ships, took them over to Europe. And that's when it began. It was an experience. It was all black guys.
Why were they all black?
Hey,
Check it out. Where's it located?
Tuskegee is located in Alabama. You know where Montgomery is? It's 45 miles west of Montgomery. And it's still there today. It's a state park. They still got the hangars there and the runway is still active.
If Tuskegee is so good, why is it not like more open? It's just that one.
What's the question? What's the question?
Have you ever had a near-death incident while you were fighting?
And was there ever an incident? No.
What was it like flying those airplanes?
It's just like driving a car.
Was it a rush or race?
No, it's no rush. Well, it's just something you go to flight school and you learn how to fly. Just like you driving a car, you learn how to drive. First, before you fly, you get in a flight simulator. And then you start flying.
Were you in any combat? Were you in combat? Like fighting?
I can hear you.
Were you like fighting? Like in combat?
Oh, yes. Well, I flew 38 missions over northern Iraq during Desert Storm.
It's still loud. People are still asking questions.
Vas a preguntarme.
Hello. People are still talking. Hello. Respect, please. Respect.
Have you ever seen a plane get shot down?
No, I wasn't in the fighter groups. I was in tankers. I wasn't a fighter pilot. I was with the tankers. We did refueling in the air. Those was fighter pilots that do that.
Why did the Tuskegee experiment stop in Montgomery?
His question was, why did the Tuskegee Airmen stop experience? Because at 1949, we became one Air Force. It was no longer the Tuskegee Airmen. We had one Air Force. They desegregated the Air Force. It's no longer that you have black military bases. Like in Italy, the blacks were stationed at Rigatelli, the white guys was at Aviano with the bombers. But 1949, we became one Air Force. As it is today, one Air Force. Good question, good question.
Separate but equal.
Could you name me one of your most greatest moments in your life? Could you name me one of your most greatest moments in your life?
My most greatest moments? Doing what?
Anything. Just name me something that really inspired.
I tell you what I really like. I was in the Air Force. I played basketball. I liked that. Going around playing basketball. I played basketball also. I liked that. And I like to fly. I like going in all those third world countries. Turkey, Thailand, Philippines, China, London, France. That's good.
How much for collectors to buy those Tuskegee uniforms?
To buy a Tuskegee Airman uniform, you can go on the website, Google, you can buy a uniform. You can buy the hats, jackets, the bomber jackets, the flight suits. Just Google Tuskegee Airman flight suits, and they got the prices there.
I'm saying that's how much collectors pay for it.
You know what? That's subjective. Some websites cost more than others.
You good?
Can I ask you one question?
You can ask me 2, 3, whatever. There's nobody else up there but you.
I'm just asking for one. Is that yes or no?
Huh?
Is that yes or no?
That's a question.
Thank you.
I have a question. If I was a high school student, just like them, how long will it take me to become a pilot?
Okay, the first thing you got to do, of course you got to go to college. That's not the cockpit one day.
Before we wrap the show up, I guess I wanted you guys to know that he brought photos that are down front. So as we end the show, please take the opportunity to come down, look. And also, if you got any more questions, or 1 or 2 personal questions you might want to ask, Mr. Porter will be around for photos. And also, at the end of the show, he will be around for photos. I hope, could everybody give Mr. Porter a big round of applause? We thank him so much for taking his time to come and spend with us. Now, we're going to give you guys a grand finale. In touch with what we were saying is that African American history is not only African American history, but it is your history as well. So if you guys would give your attention to Mr. Lowe and his honor choir.
Listen, this song is entitled "We Are the World." Cardinal singers are going to sing this for you because, as Ms. Anderson stated, it is everyone. African American history is everyone's history. So this song was created about some 25 years ago by Michael Jackson, and then for the relief of efforts in Africa to end hunger and famine. And then a couple years ago, we had the earthquake in Haiti. Kanye West and Jamie Foxx decided to put another group together, and they did it again for the earthquake victims in Haiti. So we'd like to sing that for you now. If you're quiet and listening, it's "We Are the World."
There comes a time when we heed a certain call. What's the There are people dying. Oh, it's time to live ahead. There's always somewhere to make a change. We are all a part of.
Hey, it's pretty home. Cardinals! Hey, it's pretty home. Let's get it. Pretty home! Yeah.